It's unlikely at this point. Those are the words of Brock Boeser when asked if he would be a Vancouver Canuck next season. He was asked this by Iain MacIntyre of Sportsnet, and that was his answer. Welcome to the line change. In this video, we're going to be talking about that exact interview with Brock Boeser. This is from the same article that had the Pedersen story and talking about, the Canucks wanting to him to train in Vancouver and not go to Sweden. No, they are suggesting that he train with them, with their staff and utilize their resources here in Vancouver. This is from the same article. So let's go ahead and dive right into the full quote from Brock Boeser. Honestly, it's unlikely at this point, he told us. It sucks. It's unfortunate. I'm just trying to play good hockey, and then I'll worry about everything after that. We all know it's been a roller coaster of a year. There's been a lot of different things. Oh, yes, of course. Brock is not wrong. Brock is not wrong whatsoever. It has indeed been a roller coaster year for not just him, but the Vancouver Canucks in general. I mean, everyone remembers Boeser, starting off the season strong and then sustaining a concussion. More on that in just a bit. But yeah, I mean, from everything that's gone on this season with the whole PD Miller drama and then the whole fiasco with the deadline and Alvin's comments. Now, obviously, it seems like Brock may have made up his mind when it comes to whether or not he stays or not. Or he's at least pretty close to making up his mind, especially with that exact quote saying it's unlikely at this point. So he has doubts about, coming back to the Canucks next season. And I believe Patrick Allvin is a big reason for that. And his comments at the deadline. Clearly, they pissed Brock Boeser off. And they pissed off his camp. And I don't blame Brock one bit for being upset or unhappy with Allvin's comments. For lack of a better term, Allvin essentially said he couldn't trade a bag of pucks for a guy like Brock Boeser at the deadline. That might be a little overkill, but that is essentially what I'm getting from what Allvin said at the deadline. A lot of people have been able to put the pieces to the puzzle together, and despite Allvin not having clarified his comments or come out and maybe change them up a little bit or address them, people have come out recently and basically said what Allvin was getting at was that they couldn't get a roster player in exchange for Brock Boeser. All they were getting offer-wise were for prospects. But the Canucks were adamant that they wanted a rostered player if they were going to trade Brock Boeser. They didn't want draft picks. They didn't want prospects. They wanted a rostered player. But let's go ahead and actually, you know what? Before we get into the second part of this article, let me quickly do my sponsor read, and then after that, we'll dive right into the next part of this. Are you looking for an energy drink that is jitter-free, crash-free, no sugars, no artificial colors or dyes, and no calories? Then Dubby Energy is for you. With over 15 plus unique custom-made flavors, go ahead and get a starter sampler pack, which includes 3 different flavors. Use code THELINECHANGE to get 10% off your next purchase. Dubby Energy, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. All right, so let's excuse me. Let's go ahead and dive into this second part of this article. Just bring it up on the screen. Oh, no, not that one. There we go. After struggling for long stretches this season, amid the distractions, Boeser said he won't even talk to Hankinson, his agent, again until after the season. And here's Brock's exact quote. Yeah, I'm refusing to talk to Hank right now. He said, I feel like I'm playing a lot better hockey recently, and I don't want to get distracted. That's one of the things I've learned. When there's distractions, I don't play my best hockey. The mental aspect of the game is so important. This year, there's been a lot of distractions. Now, I have to give Brock credit for this. He's taking accountability. He's basically admitting when there's distractions, he doesn't play his best hockey. So when there's something on his mind, it affects him. I love this from Brock. He's taking accountability. He's not avoiding it. He's not denying it. He's full on admitting, I don't want any distractions. It's something that I've learned, something I've, made the mistake of doing, and he's taken accountability for it. If only a certain somebody else did this earlier on in the season. Not to name any names, but you guys probably know who I'm talking about. After scoring 40 goals last season, Boeser has 25 goals and 49 points in 71 games this year and is a team worst minus 24. He started the season on a point-per-game pace with 6 goals in 12 games before he was concussed by Tanner Jeannot's headshot on November 7th. Boeser missed 7 games while Jeannot was suspended for 3. Little side note, when it comes to suspensions, especially when it comes to headshots, I do feel as though the player being suspended, and I honestly think, and let me know in the comment section if you guys agree with this, I honestly think that if you get suspended for a headshot, the amount of games that you get suspended for, regardless of if you're a first-time offender or not, should amount to the same amount of games that the player misses. So if they were to, for example, guess that Boeser would miss about 7 games, then Jeannot should get 7 games, maybe more. Like the person being suspended should always be suspended longer than the player is out for injury for. And that's just my personal opinion. Once again, let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with that. In the last 11 games, when the Canucks were frantically trying to stay in the playoff race, Boeser has 7 goals and 11 points. He logged a season-high 23 minutes and 13 seconds of ice time in Dallas. And this is another quote from Brock. We look back at times this season where we struggled as a team, Boeser said, and if we were just a little better, we'd be in the hunt right now. It's frustrating. So yeah, that's the quote from Boeser. And I don't blame him for being frustrated. A lot of the fan base is frustrated. The players are frustrated. But I'm kind of being a little optimistic when it comes to this season. I'm not going to come down too hard on the Canucks. I have to admit, this last little stretch, despite them being eliminated from the playoffs, I have absolutely loved the fight that this team has shown, especially in that game against Dallas, the game against the last few games, actually, where these young guys like your Ratus, your EP25s, your Mancinis, your Carlsons, Lekaramaki, even. I love what they've shown in these last few games. Just imagine if we didn't have those kids called up. Imagine how the season imagine how the last several games would have gone if we hadn't been able to either been able to call up those kids, or if we had other people, other players that weren't, I feel as though guys like Ratu, Carlson, Lekaramaki, DPD, Mancini, they all had something to prove. And damn it, they did it. They proved that next season, they could very well make the team roster for the opening game. So I'm extremely proud of the effort from those young kids. They showed a lot of promise. Sorry. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they bring next season, especially DPD. I mean, that fight last night against Colorado, that was, I'm not going to lie, I saw some shades of Zadorov in DPD. So I know a lot of people have gone on and said, we didn't replace Zadorov with somebody. Well, I think you got your replacement for Big Z in DPD. So, but that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Brock Boeser and him seemingly having made up his decision on him not coming back next year. Obviously, this is going to be a tough pill to swallow for us Canuck fans, as we've all fallen in love with Brock Boeser. He's spent 9 seasons with us. He's spent, 550 games in that Canucks jersey. And it's, we talked about in a previous video on this channel, I was adamant in that video, basically saying, and this was around like the deadline, that Canucks cannot let Brock Boeser walk for free. It would be a huge mistake on this management group's part, which is why I pose the question to you guys. If Brock Boeser does indeed walk for free, do you think that will either haunt Patrick Allvin, or do you think Patrick Allvin will end up regretting that decision, as well as the decision to say those things about Boeser at the deadline? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to The Line Change, go ahead and smash that subscribe button to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content. Follow us on social media. Interact with us on social media. At The Line Change on Instagram, at Line Change Van on X. You can search for us on Facebook and find our Facebook page. You just search The Line Change. You can find us on TikTok at the.line.change.po. Also, if you prefer a audio version of this podcast, you can find us on Spotify at just search The Line Change. It comes in audio or video format. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.